Welcome, Yogi, to this class, 45 minutes of mindful self-care yoga. Today, we're going to simply do a very feel-good kind of practice, practice that if you haven't been on your mat for a while, it's going to feel juicy and yummy into the body. We're going to do a little bit of pranayama in the beginning, just to get the energy movement, just to settle the mind a little bit, and then we're going to go into movement. So for the first part of the practice, I highly recommend you using a blanket or a meditation cushion and have nearby some blocks just in case we go into the sequence, and we're going to do a little bit of standing balancing poses just to help you keep that concentration, focus, and just to get the overthinking and the distractions of the mind, which is one of the main signals or signs when we take a break from our asana practice and we're not very conscious and mindful of our thought pattern. We can fall into that dark hole of overthinking and believing way too much the stories that the head or the mind creates. This is going to be a way to settle the mind and just to go back into the body with a sense of awareness, kindness, compassion, and just accepting where you are right now. So bottom line, this class is to help you to anchor yourself back into your practice. So once you find your comfortable seated position, please go ahead and relax your eyes. You can close them, or you can just bring your gaze all the way down. Just kind of gently soften your eyelids. And you take a moment here to find and feel your breath. Stay with the breath without any manipulation. Just let the breath be completely natural. There is no manipulation on your end. Notice if your breath is a little bit short, hectic, maybe it's agitated. Notice how it feels energetically and muscularly in your body. And perhaps notice how the mind loves to create stories, to start judging, to start making excuses, to just simply be distracted, just become aware. It's almost like you're witnessing this process. So now let's just continue working on our breath, and we're going to do 6 rounds of breath together, where we're going to help our breath to feel a little bit more long, more slow, more deep, and stretch the breath. So we're going to do that counting breath, and we're going to start from 1 to 6, okay? So just take a deep breath in on your own. Take a full exhale. Get everything out. Now, in your next inhale, take a deep and slow inhale for just 1. Pause. Deep and slow exhale for 1. Pause. Inhale for 1 and 2. Pause. Exhale 2 and 1. So there's going to be always a gentle pause in between the breath. Let's continue. Inhaling slowly for 3, 2, and 1. Exhaling for 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now allow the breath to go natural. Couple rounds on your own. Just observe. Continue relaxing your body. Continue anchoring your attention to the here and now, to the breath. Just notice the inhale coming in through the nose. Notice that exhale going out through the nose. One more breath. Good. Now gently rest your index and your middle finger in the center of your forehead. Try to see taller through the spine. We're going to use the thumb to gently close your right nostrils and your ring finger to close your left nostril. So we're going to do some pranayama here. Just maybe a few more minutes in here. So take a deep inhale through the nose. And by the way, this is with your right hand, resting your left hand down, relaxing the shoulders. Close your left nostril with your ring finger gently. And take a deep inhale through the right. Nice and slow, counting perhaps up to 4. Close your right, open your left, slowly exhaling, counting down to 4. Inhale through the left. Close your left, open your right, exhale through the right. Slowly, take a deep breath in through the right. Close right, open left, exhale slowly. Inhale left. Close and open right, exhale right. Relax the body, deep inhale through the right. Close your right, open the left, exhale through left. One more round like that, inhaling through the left. Close and open right, exhale. Inhaling right. Close and open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Keep your left closed, exhale right. And release the hand, take a couple rounds of breath on your own, nice and slow. Continue settling, continue relaxing. Good, and your next breath in, you're welcome to keep your eyes relaxed. Reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers to flip your palms. Give yourself a long stretch, inhale. Exhale gently to the right. Stay here, leaning to the right, stretching the left energy from the left shoulder to the left hip. And then slowly inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Slightly open your heart up. Lean into the right, stretching the right energy of your body. Grow taller through the arms. And slowly come back to center. Inhale, grow a little taller, belly in. Exhale, twist into the right. Right hand behind you perhaps, left hand maybe on your thigh. Inhale, come back to center, arms overhead. Exhale, twist into the left. Continue drawing the lower belly in. Continue pressing high up through the spine. Inhale, come back to center, arms overhead. And then exhale, release the hands in front of you, forward fold here. So chin to the chest and walk those hands as forward fold as you can. Maybe some of you touch the forehead with the floor. Maybe some of you stays a little higher. Just give yourself a moment there to ground yourself through your sit bones. Drawing the belly in, but allowing the hands to let the space for the chest to fold down. And with your hands, push the mat away from you. So you're putting some weight into the hips. One more breath. And then slowly come back up to center. Arms back, chest lift up, shoulders above the hips. Seated cat-cow. We're going to round the spine. Exhale, lean back, chin down. Inhale, slowly spine to center, but then start arching the lower back. As you open the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. And feel the stretch from the abdomen, from the chest to the sternum, and notice how the compression on the lower back and middle back and upper back. Slightly bring the gaze up. Exhale, round and push. Counting the breath up to 4 is a good pace. Maybe you want to go a little longer to 5 or maybe 6. 3 rounds on your own. Awakening the energy of the spine, massaging the organs in here, belly draw in all the time. Uddiyana Bandha. And one more round of breath in here. Good, find your neutral spine, come into your first downward facing dog. So if you're seated on something, feel free to move it apart. And slowly find your first downward facing dog. Feel free to keep those knees bent on the first one as you stretch gently your hamstrings. Bring more awareness into your fingers, your palms, your arms, and the shoulders. Make sure you're really awakening the energy there. Keep your feet as wide as the hips and allow the hips to press high up. Deep stretch on the lower extremities. Engage your toes. Just notice without judgment your body, your strength, the challenge, the flexibility. Good. Rise the heels and drop the heels a couple times, awakening. Lifting the toes up as you drop the heels down. And then walk the dog, bending 1 knee at a time. I want you to move very slowly. You have 4, 3, 4, or 5 seconds breath to kind of dictate the movement here. Slow down to find your power. Slow down, slow down. If you're going slow, try to go even slower. Keep pushing the floor away with your hands, index and thumb, highly pressing into your mat. Good. Find your stillness in downward facing dog. Couple more rounds. Be mindful of your neck. Be mindful of your breath. Bring your right foot forward between the hands for low lunge. Left knee drops down. Keep your hands down as you find that low lunge. Hips pressing forward, front knee stacking on top of the right heel. And just breathing into that deep stretch of the left hip flexor, the front of your pelvis. Option 1, fingertips or hands on blocks. Option 2, hands on your thigh. As you lean back, that's going to increase the stretch in the front of your body. Or you can reach the arms overhead. So I'm giving you options so you can honor where you're at. One is not better than the other. It's just acknowledging where you are, and with compassion and kindness, you're taking your body back into your practice very slowly. Exhale, release the hands wherever they are, and kick your pelvis back for half Hanumanasana. Lifting your toes up and back. Ground yourself through the heel. Make sure your pelvis is in the center of the mat. Let your chest open forward and down. Bring your gaze forward so you're not collapsing the neck in here, right? One more breath in here. As you exhale, bend the front knee and twist to the right. Left hand down, right hand into the thigh. You can look back, you can look to the side, or you can look down to the floor. One more breath. And then release the twist and go into pigeon. So if you need to go pigeon into your back, press to your tabletop and just do pigeon on your back. You know best, right? So honor, once again, this is rediscovering your body after a long break in your practice. Taking breaks in our practice is something that is very normal, and we need to normalize the breaks. But we also need to normalize being committed to come back, right? Taking a break is not an excuse to fall off the wagon. And this is where coming back to our practice after long breaks is almost like a beginner's mindset. You need to acknowledge where your body's at. Any variation of pigeon, if you want to fall, if you want to stay high to strengthen your spine, just make sure your hips are square. Avoid sitting on your right hip. Press your left hip forward. Keep the back foot strong. One more breath. Now sit on that right hip and bring that back leg forward and around for half of the lower pose. So Ardamachandrasana. And in this one, facing yourself, I'm going to face you. I'm going to try to find equal pressing on my seat bones. There's a tendency to collapse on the one that is seated. I want to bring more weight into the other. I'm going to kick that left heel a little bit away from my hip. I'm not sitting on that right heel. I'm not sitting on the right heel. And then that left foot can be in front of the knee, outside the knee, behind the knee. This is where your pelvis is going to tell you how tight it might be. So please adjust the pose to your body, not the other way around. Wherever you are, make sure your left foot is pressing completely on the floor. So big toe and the inner heels are grounding yourself on your floor, and hug that left knee into the chest as you gently twist to the left. You can use your hands like I'm doing. You can hug the knee with your right elbow and have a little deeper twist. I want you to explore, choose, see which one feels like the right amount of intensity for you today. Take one more breath. Good, and then slowly release. And we're gonna press back into our downward facing dog. And we're just gonna do that exact same thing on the other side, but stay still in downward facing dog to connect to your breath, to settle your mind, feel the touch of your hands and your feet into the ground. Go back into stretching the breath, mindfully and slowly. And then slowly bring your left foot forward between the hands for that low lunge, right? Choose your option for low lunge here. If you forgot the options, hands on blocks or hands down into the floor and fingertips, like I'm doing right now. Option 2, hands into your thigh as you lean slightly back to intensify the stretch on that right hip flexor. And option 3, hands overhead for a little bit more challenge and concentration, which required you more awareness of the breath, for the breath to continue to flow. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands down, twist into the left hand on the thigh, right hand down. Let this twist feel in the spine. Maybe you feel it even more deep on the front of your right hip. Relax the shoulders. Soften your face. Close the twist. Runner's lunge. Have Hanumanasana. Kicking your pelvis back. Chest forward and down as you extend the front leg. Keep the heart open. Keep the gaze open forward. Toes pointing up and back. Breathing into that left leg. One more breath in. You exhale, rebend. Again, if you're doing pigeon on your back, go into tabletop and eventually find your way back. If you're doing regular pigeon, just take your time to walk your left foot to the right. Press your right hip forward so you're not sitting on that left hip. And try to do exact the same pigeon you did on the right. So if you were forward fold here, go for it. If you were standing up, give yourself a moment here. Take 3 rounds of breath, counting nice and slow, letting the breath help you to release tension. Letting the breath to help you ground and calm the mind. Reconnecting to that space within you that there is only peace. One more breath. You're gonna sit on that left hip and bring that back leg forward and around. For Ardamachandrasana, once again, adjust the pose to your body. We're gonna twist now to the right, and you're gonna press your left heel away from your right hip. You can hold the right knee in, you can interlace your fingers around. The idea is to use that traction so you can keep the crown of the head right above the sit bones, right? We want to have a nice long spine as we twist. We're massaging the organs, belly draws in to support the lower back. Feel free to close your eyes and connect with the sensations in the body. Calm the breath, inhale. Exhale. And gently release the hands, and then press back into your downward facing dog again. One breath in. Exhale. Take an inhale, rise the heel, look forward. As you exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat, Uttanasana. Feet as wide as your hips. Feel free to bend the knees, drop the head, drop the hands down. Feel and breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, palms in the center of the heart. Find your chair pose, bending the knees, hips back, reaching the arms forward. Just give yourself here a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. And then exhale, forward fold again. Very nice. Let's try that again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. Breathe in. Exhale, Uttanasana. One more time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. And then forward fold here. Inhale all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, palms together in the center of the heart. Now let's just do 1 tree pose on each side before we go into some standing balancing poses. So spread your toes, feet as wide as your hips, hands on your hips. We're gonna flex the right knee in, and we're gonna open slightly the right knee without moving the chest of the left hip. Try to stay square, and then rest that foot below the knee. Even if you can do a higher tree pose, stay with me and go into that lower tree pose. I want you to feel very strong and anchored that even you can close your eyes. If you cannot close your eyes in here, then you are pushing too much. Lower the foot as low as you can, and if you lose your balance, come back. Bring your hands together in the center of the heart and relax your eyes. Once again, you can close in, or you can bring your gaze all the way down to the floor. With every breath out, let go of resistance, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally to whatever situation you might be resisting in your life. Learn to go with the flow, follow the breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Tree pose can be so grounding whenever you find yourself paralyzed by fear, overthinking, confusion. It happens to all of us in some moments in life. So just remember, you can use your practice to dive into that inner wisdom. Shift side, spread your right toes, find flexing the left knee in, and then finding your tree pose without compromising the integrity of the spine and the hips. Keep that foot as low as you need to, so you can feel in control, you can feel stable, you are barely moving, minimal effort. This is gradually, effortlessly, as you either close your eyes or bring your gaze all the way down to the floor. As you hold your tree pose, see if you can learn to let go and flow with it. Surrender to what your body already knows what to do to keep you safe in this balancing pose. Pretty much get out of your own way. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Nicely done. We're just gonna now grab a block. We're gonna do some gentle twists, and I'm gonna continue facing you just to show you one angle, and then I'm gonna face the front of my mat. We wanna keep the feet as wide as the hips, maybe a little wider, but not too much. That block is gonna be in the center, right below the chest. You're gonna rest your left hand on it, and we're just trying to keep a parallel torso, and then we're gonna open the chest to the right, reaching that right arm up. Okay, so that's how it looks like in the front. Now, if you were to see on the side, between the block and your feet, it's like a big triangle. Once again, that block is under the chest and keeping my spine, as you can see, parallel to the floor. I'm leaning some of the weight of my hips right on my toes. So I'm engaging my quads, and then I'm gonna open the chest to the right. And you can move that block maybe a little forward, just to create a space in your body. One more breath in here. Gaze in any direction that helps your neck to feel good. We're working on that rotation of the thoracic spine. Exhale, release. Both hands on your block. Shift your hand to the right down. Open the chest to the left. Left hand reaches up. And if you have reached your limits, try not to force it. Try to breathe and relax in here. One more breath. Exhale, release both hands down. Now we're gonna add a little bit of variation. We're gonna bend that left knee, keep that right leg extended, and press your weight into that right hip. So you're starting to feel some stretch on the outer hip. Now open your chest to the right. Now that right hip, even though you're pressing your weight into that right hip, try to press it to the back of your mat so it stays balanced in the middle of your mat. If you have a little bit of confusion still, I'm going to show you the front. So when I'm bending my left knee and I'm leaning into the right, see, my hips tends to get out of the midline. So by drawing the right hip in the center, I'm still keeping an alignment. Instead of doing this, I'm doing this. Gotcha? All right. One more breath in here. And then exhale, release. Shake your legs if you need to. Bend the right, lean into that left. And then remember, squaring the hips back and open the chest to the left. Left hand reaches up. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Release the block out to the side. Grab opposite elbows. Dangle from side to side. Shake the head, yes and no. Good, and then slowly come all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, palms in the center of the heart. We're gonna do eagle. So if you need to have a block to rest your foot by your side, this is a good chance to grab the block. I'm gonna give you my front again, and I'm gonna put my block on the left side, next to my left foot. As we come into eagle, we're coming into that chair pose. Let's start with the arms. Right arm on top of the left, and you're gonna intertwine your upper arms and forearms, or you can hug yourself in here, like so, keeping those elbows stuck and high up, shoulders relaxed. So whichever choice you choose, sit deeper on your chair. Now you're going to bring some weight into that left foot and cross your right leg from the inner thigh, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Here's where the block comes handy, as you can see. You can rest that foot on top of that block. Or some of you might be able to continue wrapping that foot around that left leg and try to sit deeper and deeper and deeper, squeezing and squeezing, lifting the elbows high, pressing the pelvis back. Find your focus. One more inhale. Stay here, exhale. Now release your arms first. Extend them out to the side. Release the legs. And feel free to move your body in such a way that finds balance. If you're using the block, move it to the right. Let's get to the other side. Now I'm going to give you my side so you can see this from another angle. Finding your chair pose. Spreading your toes. Feet as wide as your hips. Left arm on top of the right, or give yourself a hug, right? We're just trying to stretch the upper back so your chest sinks back and your elbows are squeezing up and forward. Now you're gonna lean into the right foot and you're gonna cross your left leg from the inner thigh. Here's where you have that block. You can rest it, your foot on the block. I'm just trying to use my foot as a hand to move it. And here's one variation. Resting that foot on the block, or you can wrap that foot behind and just sit deeper and back. Stay here for 2 breaths. And if you lose your balance, like I just did, it's completely fine. Just notice, have humor about it, and come back. And then slowly release the arms first and release the legs. Give yourself permission to shake it out. Fantastic. Move the blocks away. Walk to the top of the mat again. Take a long inhale, arms overhead. Interlace the fingers in here. Grow taller. We're going to side into the right. So try to press some weight into equally the center of the heels, your toes. We tend to lean into one side. Try to keep the body in the center from the waist down. So you're just rotating from the chest up to the right. The pelvis is pressing forward, so we're not arching here, right? Belly strong. One more breath. And slowly come back to center. Release the hands at your side. Interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, open the chest, and then exhale forward, fold chest to the thighs, dropping the head, knuckles up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the hands down, come all the way up to standing. We're gonna do that side bend to the left. Ground yourself through the pelvis and down to the heels. Flip your palms and side bend to the left. From the ribs up. Stretching the energetic lines to the side of your body. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Come back to center. Once again, hands behind you. Roll the shoulders in. When I say in, it's the shoulder blades together in. And then bending the knees, chest to the thigh, arms above, head below. And then slowly release the hand, press back into your last downward facing dog. With breath here, settle in, observing your body, feel the energy, ground through your breath. Keep all the fingers and all the toes engaged, helping you to reach higher your hips. And then slowly release the knees down, puppy pose. Hips above the knees, walking the hands forward to drop the chest or the forehead down to the floor. Shoulders stretch once again. And you can lift your hands outside your mat for a wider shoulder stretch. Some of you might feel this a little bit more doable, more comfortable, more achievable. One more inhale. Now as you exhale, press your palms, lift the head, walk them nice and slow back. 2 rounds of cat-cow, your own pace. Then find your neutral spine. We're gonna thread the needle. Right arm opens to the right along with the chest. As you exhale, bring that right arm under the left, drop the right shoulder and your head. Bring your gaze to the left. Extend your left arm, center the pelvis, lean to the right. One more inhale, belly in. Exhale, open the right arm along with the chest. And then come back to center. Shake it out if you need to. Let's do that on the other side. Thread the needle, left hand and chest open to the left. Exhale, close, looking to the right. Right arm forward. Keep your feet and your shin bones engaged. Lean to that left shoulder, open the chest even more to the right. Feel free to close your eyes here. And slowly close that twist to open it up again, left. And then find your child's pose here. Knees open or knees together. Just sitting on the heels, letting your chest drop forward and down. Your hands can reach to the top of the mat or behind you next to your feet. Stay here for 3 breaths. And then gently press, come all the way to your back as we get ready to close our practice together today. Start to notice how it feels to be back on your mat, to be back in your practice. Hug the knees to your chest. Just reconnecting to your true, authentic feelings and thoughts, and just reconnecting to yourself, right? Cactus arm, elbows and shoulders down, palms down to the ground, both knees to the right, open yourself to the left. One more breath. And slowly both knees back to center, dropping them to the other side, bringing your gaze and your chest to the right. Come back to center, strong core, happy baby, heels up, knees wider than your mat. Use your elbows to open the knees away from each other. Ground yourself through your sacrum. Relax your face. And then slowly close the knees, extend the legs in front of you for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes of Savasana. Just notice. Notice your whole body. Send an invitation to the entire body to relax. Hands in any position that feels right. Just softening and continue to let go of that tendency to grab, to grip, to resist, to hold. Just see if you can just allow yourself to flow with the moment. Keep your awareness on your breath. Notice the beginning, the middle, and the end of your inhale. Start to appreciate that gentle pause in between and notice the beginning, the middle, and the end of your exhale. Maintain that observation throughout the next cycle and the next cycle and the next as we rest in stillness, in core pose, where we surrender to connect to our higher self, the divinity within you, the energy within you, whatever you want to call it. You know that there is something bigger than this, than just the body, that you are more than just your thoughts and emotions. Take 2 more rounds of breath, slowly in and out through your nose. Come back to your body. Witness how it feels to be in your body. Notice the state of your mind. Slowly move your toes, your fingers, move your wrists in circles, your ankles in circles. Hook one knee at a time to the chest. Roll to your right side. Take your time. Right arm can be used as a pillow. Continue to arrive in, going back to your practice. Appreciate the effects, the glow, the transformation within. Serenity, tranquility, relaxation. And eventually press to come all the way up into your comfortable seated. And if you want to use your blanket or your meditation cushion like we did in the beginning, give yourself a moment to settle in. Keep your eyes closed, hands resting in anywhere, in any position where they just want to rest. See if you can feel the breath creating space through your vertebrae. As you sit here with a sense of pride and humble heart, rest your hands on your chest. Feel your breath. Let's take a couple breaths together, inhaling through the nose, exhaling. One more inhale and exhale. Always remember that you have the option to choose yourself. Stepping on your yoga mat is not a luxury. It is your basic need for self-care. You have taken a nice deserved break, but you also need to create that challenge routine to come back to your practice over and over, because this is how you gain your power. Slowing down, reconnecting, letting all the overstimulation and overthinking to kind of drain out of your body so you can tap into your infinite confidence and be authentic without compromising your values. So thank you so much for being back to your practice. Wish you a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day. I look forward to seeing your lovely face again. And once again, if you need anything, please, I'm here for you. Take advantage, because I am delighted to help you. This is my purpose. I will be adding the class pretty soon on demand, and thank you so much for your support and your membership. See you around. Thanks again.